to episode 3. So today we're going to talk about intermittent fasting. Now, this is something that I really was excited to share with all of you. So let's start from the beginning. What is intermittent fasting? Now, intermittent fasting is not a diet. I want to make that really clear because every time I mention it, a lot of people might say, oh, what kind of diet is that? It's actually something that you can do parallel to any diet. So you can be on a specific like keto diet and be doing intermittent fasting at the same time. So it's basically when we eat. It's scheduling when we eat and then when we don't eat, and we give our body that time to rest so it can cleanse and then regenerate. So again, it's not a diet, it's basically our eating schedule. When we eat and when we don't eat. So what types of intermittent fasting are there? So you have several types, and I want to talk about a few, and then I'll talk about the one I do and why. So you have 5-2, which is 5 days of just normal, regular eating, and then 2 days of fasting. For women, it would be around 500 calories, and for men, 600. So, for example, say you do Tuesday and Thursday, you can fast any day of the week that you want, as long as they're not one after another. So let's do Tuesday and Thursday, so you have one normal eating day in the middle. And the only thing I want to mention about this is that doesn't mean that on the regular days when you can eat your normal diet, you can just go crazy, eat fast food, eat junk food. No, try to maintain a balanced, stable diet of just your regular calories without going crazy. And then on your fasting days, you bring those calories down. And I've heard that it works very well. I've seen many videos, I've read about it. I personally don't do this, I've never done it, but I wanted to mention it as one of the types of IF there is. Then we have the ones that you do it every day. So you have 16-8 and 18-6. So it's basically the same thing, it's just the hours that you fast are longer. So 16-8 means that you fast during 16 hours and you eat during 8. 18-6, you fast during 18 hours and you eat during 6. So let me give you an example. Your last meal is at 6 o'clock in the afternoon. So your first meal would be 16 hours later. That would be at 10 a.m. in the morning. Me, personally, I started with 16-8 and now I'm at 18-6. So my last meal is at 6 o'clock in the afternoon and I won't eat all the way until noon of next day. So I fast during 18 hours. I give my body that rest. Later on, I'll talk about why I chose this and why I started one way and ended up the other way. But those are 3 different types of intermittent fasting. Even though there's many ways of fasting, I just wanted to cover a few of them so you have an idea that you can move around and you don't have to stick to the same ones always. Okay, so when did I start? I started, it's been a year now, and I thought, well, after a year, I think I've been doing it long enough so that I can have an opinion and I can kind of share it with you guys and see all the benefits and how I feel about it. So I started a year ago and I started at 16-8. But the moment I decided to do intermittent fasting, I didn't go straight ahead and say, okay, tomorrow I'm fasting during 16 hours. I gradually went into it. So for example, my first day, I fasted for 12. So say my last meal was at 6 in the afternoon, I fasted all the way until 6 a.m. Pretty easy. And then I would eat from 6 to 6, so 12-12. And then gradually I would increment like half an hour of my fasting window until I reached my goal, which was 16-8. Now I was mentally, I'm going to say prepared. I really wanted to do this. So when I get something in my mind, I focus, I know my target, and it really helps me to stay on track. So once I hit 16-8, I'm not going to lie, the first 3 days were kind of rough. I was at work, it was like 8 a.m. I'm like, oh, I'm starving. But after 3 days, your body gets used to your eating schedule. And then it wasn't hard at all. Actually, when I have to get off my fasting, and I'll talk about that as well a little bit later, I was like, oh my God, I miss it so much. But once your body gets used to your schedule, you're going to be okay. I promise you, it's the first 3-4 days that you're like, I'm so hungry, but you just work through it and you get It's so much easier, and you're fine. You're perfect. Okay, so when I started at 16:8. But after 6 months, I noticed that it was just very difficult for me at work to stop at 10 a.m. every day to have breakfast. So I thought, why don't I just push it out 18 hours of fasting so I can eat at 12? Easier, it's lunchtime, everybody's stopping to work, so I don't have any meetings. So it was much easier for me. And also, I was reading that if you push it over 15, 16 hours, you start autophagy. And that I'm going to talk about right now. You have so many benefits. So at the end, I thought, well, let me push it a little bit more so I can get more benefits of autophagy. And then it fit my schedule so well, it was like an easy transition. I literally transitioned in one day from 16 to 8. I didn't even find it difficult. It just worked. So now what I do is I do 18 hours fasting from Monday to Friday, but on Saturday and Sunday, I fast 16 hours, just because I want to be able to have breakfast around like 9, 10 in the morning to have breakfast with my family. So I am flexible, and that is also key, flexibility. So what is autophagy? The definition is to eat oneself. So basically, without getting too technical, when your body after a certain amount of hours lacks an external food source, it starts eating away at your cells. And basically what it's doing, it's cleaning. It's eating what we don't need. And that way it can restore itself. And this is critical to prevent diseases like Alzheimer's, dementia, cancer. So it's preventive. So I thought, well, it works better for my schedule. I'm going to push it out 18 and get more benefits of autophagy. Now, I've read a lot about this, and one thing they're not 100% sure of is when your body actually starts to enter into this state of autophagy. It depends on each person, but after I put all the information I got from many, many sources, I'm down to, it starts after 15, 16 hours, and then I think if you go past 32 hours of fasting, it doesn't do any more for you, so you're kind of in that window. So I thought, well, if I'm fasting for 18, I'm going to get a few hours of benefits of autophagy. So these are a few points of intermittent fasting. I'm going to break it down into 2 videos because I don't want it to go too long, but I did want to talk about intermittent fasting. My next video is going to be about all the benefits that I've seen personally and my friends and coworkers, because I have a lot of people around me doing it. And I must say, I love intermittent fasting. I don't think I could ever go back to my regular eating schedule. I found so many benefits, and I really recommend that you read about it, that you maybe try it. Of course, I wanted to say that this is my personal opinion about intermittent fasting, and if you do have any health issues, I would definitely go to your doctor and talk to your doctor or nutritionist about it, and they will guide you how you can properly do it. Now, I'm over 40. There's also a lot of rules on your age, when you start. So, for example, for women specifically, due to hormones, over 40, we shouldn't just jump right into it. We need to slowly, gradually get into those hours of fasting. So that's why I decided to start at 12 hours fasting and then slowly graduate into 16. So please, if you're going to do this, gradually go into it, and please let me know if you decide to do it and what you think. I love talking about intermittent fasting. I love sharing like the benefits I get from it, because I really, for me, it was like a change in my lifestyle that really like pushed my healthy lifestyle up a notch. So I wanted to share this with all of you because I think it's really interesting, and it's a great way. I'm going to get into it in my second part of this video on weight loss, especially if you're really struggling with weight loss. So thank you for joining me in episode 3. Episode 4, we're going to talk about the benefits and what you can and cannot eat during fasting, how to break your fast, how I personally break my fast. So thank you for joining me, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you. Mwah.